videos?
We'll say it again because we just started recording.
This is Oct from New York City. That's how I start all my videos. And my story about Marianne Williamson, let me see, where's it start? I actually knew about Marianne Williamson through the Course of Miracles several years before her. I guess she was had a session here in New York at a church downtown, and I wanted to go to it, and for some reason I didn't make it, and I always regretted that, and regret it to this day, because I never heard her really in person, in a spiritual person. Of course, I heard her on YouTube a lot. But then, and that was a few years before 2020. I'm sorry, yeah, 2020 when she ran, and I'm recall just literally sitting down at the computer one day, and you know how videos pop up on your YouTube channel sometime. You don't know where they came from. I don't know where that came from, but it was her announcement. It was her announcement in running for president 2020. And I'm not sure it was live, but it was pretty close to the day that she announced to run. And I listened to that speech, and with my hands, I said, "Yep, here we go. This is the person who got to support." There was like no question in my mind about that. I should also preface a little bit by saying that I'm 78. What am I? 77 years old this week, 26. And I remember my mother telling me, you got to vote. They died for you. You got to vote. Well, I never got that. Never got that message. It never resonated with me that much. So I voted at times. But then when Barack Obama ran, and that was not because of his color of his skin or anything like that, at least to my knowledge, maybe it was some unconsciousness or something there. But it was basically his enthusiasm, his vision for hope and what have you for this country. And so I got involved in his campaign, did a lot of work with him off the campaign. And when I say off the campaign, I live in Harlem, New York, and we started a group here called Harlem for Obama. It was not affiliated with the campaign at all. Anyway, we did a lot of work there, got about 2,000 or 3,000 people that supported us. And the campaign found out about me doing that, and they brought me on the campaign, and I ran the campaign office down in Philadelphia. So anyway, that's that. Back to Marianne, I heard that video, and I just got 100% inspired. So I actually did the exact same thing we did for Obama. We started a group, we called it Momentum for Marianne, and that was back in 2020. Did that in Harlem, and we got a group. We got about, I think, as many as 20 or so people. We were doing phone banking, we were doing meetings and what have you for Marianne. And again, the official campaign, found out about me and asked me to come and actually volunteer officially with them. So I joined the campaign and became became the national volunteer leader for the campaign, for Marianne's campaign. And then, of course, make a long story short, she decided to get out. I will say, just before she got out, she visited my house here in Harlem. And we had about 4 or 5 people that came to that. LB flew in from Detroit, was part of that event. And it was a very sobering event, and because Marianne was thinking about getting out. Because we all said, no, now's not the time. And anyway, we she left that day, and we not knowing exactly what she was going to do. And she did, come out, I guess, about a month after that, after we met. So anyway, I kind of got down on politics, blah, 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 and just wasn't going to get involved again. And in fact, I believe I told Marianne directly, I didn't think she should run because of all the corruption, and for exactly what we're seeing now, all the censorship and the DNC not allowing debates and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, knowing that, she decided that, knowing what I thought about it, I mean, who am I? She decided to run. And LB and I, we thought about joining the campaign again, and we said, nah, let's do something outside the campaign. And that's where Step in America came from. And basically the reason we did that is we didn't want to be constrained by the federal election rules and regulations, and a lot of them, particularly when you started collecting money. And then the campaign itself is going to agree to do certain things and not do certain things. And we just wanted the freedom to support Marianne all the way, doing something like this. We don't
Yeah.
have campaigns endorsement in this Zoom, you know, and they may come down, they may come up, you know, I may get a call from Marianne in a little while, say, what are you doing, Oscar? What are you doing? Doesn't be doing that. Well, we say, this is what we're doing, Marianne, and we're going to continue doing it, you know, and we have a threefold purpose. You know, one is to rid corruption in this country. So it's not only about Marianne. It's rid corruption in this country, separate from her and with her, and to rid the division in this country, separate from her but with her, and getting Marianne Williams elected president. So that's kind of my story. I don't know if I left out. The one thing I want to say about Step in America, you know, in addition to LB and I, and LB kind of spoke with us a little while ago, doing what we think we want to do and can do and are able to do and have time and access to do. You know, we want people to have that freedom to do that. So in Step in America, we know, you know, I personally don't care what people do. Whatever, you know, they pick up a pen and write a dollar donation, great. They make one phone call, great. That's all they can do. You know, I want people to feel comfortable, but we didn't want them involved. We want them involved. I think that's the thing. And I also think, we are, can't think of the right word. We are certainly incentivized, but we're being asked. I mean, Marion is asking for the people to step up and step in. She's not going to do this alone. She says that herself, you know, and she's basically begging us at this point for us to step in and take action. And the us is us and the people. And to the extent that we accomplish that, we get her elected. She's not going to get herself elected. You know, it's we the people are going to elect her. And I think that's the thing. And that's the thing that inspires me the most. I mentioned earlier that I don't agree with every single policy and issue that Marion has. But that's not important to me, because what I say, if we get her elected and the people say, no, we're not going to do this issue this way, well, then she's got to change up. And I trust Marion, she'll do that because she's listening to the people, as somebody else said. So I'm not concerned about that. I'm just concerned about how she is the visionary. She is an inspirational person. And I always say, and I've said this to her, for me, she is Martin Luther King. For me, she is Gandhi for me. And that's who she is. And that's what inspires me every single day. So that's my story.
And you're sticking to it?
I'm sticking to it.
All right. Marianne2024.com/donate.